Greetings everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Captain Ryan. Today's YouTube video has got me once again, finally, after nearly 2 weeks off, back in the Fletcher. Now as the battle gets underway, I have a big shout out to the Tier 10 Grozovoy player, clubbed by Seal. I want to say thank you for taking notice in this battle, and thanks for all the assistance that you're going to give me in this game. As the battle gets underway, it's Okinawa and it's domination mode, and I am divvied up in a Fletcher division with my buddy Whiskey Ace, and we are headed towards the B cap point. Now the enemy team has a destroyer advantage because they have 2 Gearings and 2 Fletchers on their team, so this means we have to be extremely careful with all of those potential sneaky torpedo boats. So as my buddy and I get into the B cap point, we're going to start capping it, and we're going to be able to start capping it pretty quickly. Now, if you look at the minimap situation, we have one destroyer who's gone up to the A cap point, and he isn't being joined by anybody from our team, so that's actually okay, because he's going to go up and he's going to kind of contest that location. We have a set of destroyers that have gone down to the C cap point, and that's perfectly fine too, because he's got some backup. And of course the C cap point is a potential source of contention. But if we can get it, we can start getting points in pretty early. Now, as I'm up here, the cap's already stopped counting, so that tells me that there's at least 1 destroyer, and we've already spotted 2 of them here. Now, I put a set of torpedoes out at that enemy Tirpitz there, but it looks like my set of torpedoes is going to go right into the center of the smoke screen, where I know there's at least 1 destroyer, and there's a potential here for multiple destroyers to be in there. Unfortunately, my torpedoes go right through that smoke screen without connecting with anything. A little bit disappointed there. Hoping I could land a torpedo on that Tirpitz. It'd be wonderful if I could, but that Tirpitz turning hard and fast, and unfortunately, I don't manage to connect with him. Forced to pop my smoke screen as the enemy Fletcher pops out of his smoke screen, or out of a smoke screen there, and that means that I know he's there, and I know he's going to probably be chasing me, so I opt to motor on out of my smoke screen. Divmate took a torpedo hit there, leaves him on dangerously low health. I've got my torpedoes almost up here. Come on, get them reloaded. I want to torpedo that Tirpitz, who is effectively backing up off of an island now after beaching himself. So I get a set of torpedoes away here, and I'm looking for the potential of other targets. Divmate is looking to put torpedoes into that degrosser back behind him, or that Kerfurst back behind him there. Unfortunately, that battleship is actually heading behind the island, so that's not going to do much for him. Now, my divmate ends up meeting his sticky end as he's spotted coming out of my smoke screen. Very low health, didn't take much to get finished off, so he is gone. And because he's gone, I've decided I'm getting the hell out of the B cap point. I'm not going to stick around there. Enemy team is starting to capture the C cap point. Now, we did manage to take it, and that's one of the reasons why we're still pretty close on points in spite of losing a ship. Remember what I say, taking those caps early on gives you that advantage to weather the loss of a ship pretty quickly. Now, we also managed to secure the A cap point, but to pay attention to the minimap, the vast majority of the team here, well, they're pushing up to the A cap point. Yes, that's right. The team has decided, nah, screw this. We're not going to contest B. We're not going to contest C. We're just going to go up to the A cap point and do nothing but sit up there behind those islands. So that is really kind of an annoyance there. Now, I'm being shot at because I'm being detected, sort of. The destroyers that were detecting me pop their smoke screen, and as a result of popping their smoke screen, I'm able to drop off detectability. Do accidentally run into friendly ship there, high school fleet, but didn't cause too much damage. Fortunately, neither of us fired torpedoes into each other. That could have been a serious problem. The enemy team is going to secure the B cap point. They have managed to secure the C cap point as well. They've lost a ship here, which means that we're equal on ships, but they have that destroyer advantage. Now, because they have those 2 cap points, they're going to be able to start gaining points a lot quicker than my team. More importantly, because my team had those 2 cap points for as long as they did, we're currently up on points. And if we can maintain momentum and continue to take out their ships, regardless of whether we have 1 or 2 cap points, we should be able to maintain a points advantage over the enemy team. Forced again to pop a smokescreen as I'm detected by one of their ships. I do believe that's the gearing there. And I'm turning away. I'm not going to stop and sit in that smokescreen because smokescreens are torpedo magnets. So instead, I'm going to pop my smokescreen. I'm going to turn hard and away. And I'm going to basically use my smokescreen as an island to block the view range from that ship so that I can avoid being spotted by him. And again, he comes around, spots me again, and I'm not going to open fire. I'm just going to turn away. I'm going to run from him and get out of detectability range because I don't need him to spot me. Managed to land a torpedo on that battleship out there in the distance. It makes me pretty happy. Only 1 torpedo though, so not too much damage, and it did cause flooding, but of course he's going to repair that. Now I opt to open up on this destroyer now because he is low health. He took a torpedo from a friendly destroyer, and he's very low health. I managed to hit yet another torpedo on somebody else, and that makes me also very happy. Here come torpedoes coming in there. That destroyer, very low health. As much as I'd love to finish him off, unfortunately, no luck there as that kill gets taken from me by clubbed by a seal. Managed to hit yet another torpedo, and I think that one was actually on the North Carolina. So I've managed to land 3 separate torpedo hits on 2 or 3 separate ships and caused flooding on all of them, but of course all the ships immediately put the flooding out, so I'm not gaining any additional damage. But I have done a reasonable amount of damage, and in combination with clubbed by a seal here, we've managed to reduce the enemy destroyer population. And if there's one thing that we know, you definitely have to cull that enemy destroyer population, or it could become a serious threat to your livestock, I mean to your battleship players. Torpedoes coming in there, managed to dodge them, and I think those were from the envoy. And managed to dodge those torpedoes there. Now that they're no longer a threat, I can get myself turned around and back into the fight. Get more torpedoes headed in the direction of those battleships. I'd love to land some hits down there on a couple of these battleships. Do land yet another hit. Of course, that battleship probably going to repair the flooding. Land a couple of more on yet another battleship. That makes me happy. So I've done quite a bit of damage, and it looks like at least one of those battleships is now flooding. I think I hit that North Carolina before with torpedoes, caused flooding, so he's probably not got his damage repair ability available right now. Now, the enemy team has managed to keep the team's lists pretty equal here, with 3 ships lost on both sides, but you'll notice that they have more points, and that, of course, all down to the fact that they have 2 cap points. So I go ahead and I pop my smokescreen, and I'm going to use this opportunity to start getting shots out on this cruiser, actually. And I'm figuring if we can coordinate our effort to finish off this cruiser, set him on fire, burn him down, do something, hit him with some big hits, we can take out one of the threats to our destroyers. And if we can remove a cruiser threat against our destroyers, that's going to make my job a lot easier to go and deal with the battleships. Now, that cruiser does get set on fire twice by me, but he puts the fire out as he tries to disappear into a smokescreen, and he does achieve that quite nicely. My smokescreen now, I'm in a position where that's kind of worthless at this particular moment, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to consider leaving it. But as I'm leaving it, pay attention to what's around me. I have to be absolutely careful that, oh, and there's a destroyer. Yep, enemy gearing pops up because I came out of my smokescreen forward And because I'm at point blank range to that gearing, even if I wasn't firing my guns, he would still be able to see me. But you'll notice that he's turning away from me as I'm turning away from him, so we're actually opening up the distance, and as I drop off detectability, that's good for me. So now I can drop off detectability, go back in to concealment, but I have to pay attention to that gearing. Now that gearing is going to stay up on detection for a while because he continued to shoot at me. But that also tells him that I didn't go back inside of a smoke screen. So he finally drops off detection, and we can see where he was on the minimap. He's really in a prime position to prevent me from pushing up and taking the C cap point, although I would absolutely love to do that right now. Now, the enemy team has lost more ships than my team has, but we have just lost yet another ship, and that's really the only thing that's keeping us in the game, is that we managed to keep killing those ships. Now, the enemy team is down to 3 destroyers and a battleship. That's it. That's all they've got left. And my team still all up at the A cap point with the vast majority of the damage being done to these enemy ships coming from myself and the Grozavoy back there. Now, I go ahead and I open up on this Fletcher because he's low health. I've got the Grozavoy as backup, and there's not really anybody else who's in a position to shoot at me. So as I get shots out there, that Fletcher ends up dying, and there is that gearing yet again. That's very, very unfortunate for me. He's going to continue to put rounds into me and manages to set me on fire, as well as knock out a few things. Now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try and drop off detectability yet again by ceasing to fire here and there. Drop off detectability. So while those shots are going to come in there, and the secondaries from that battleship are going to come in here, now they stop. They can't see me. They know I'm up here. So they absolutely do know that I'm up here. So there's really no excuse for them to get hit by torpedoes. But as you can see here, I'm actually going to go ahead and not use my own smokescreen, but use the enemy Fletcher's smokescreen, because, hey, why not? That gearing very low health, I go ahead and I get shots out onto him. Can I get the kill? Yes, I do secure the kill. I steal it from the Grozavoy, but I kind of feel like he's been stealing some of my kills as well. But that Grozavoy is on 4 kills here. Or 3 kills, but he's about to be. Yeah, he's on 4 kills, so I kind of stole his Kraken. I feel sorry, clubbed, but couldn't quite get your shots there fast enough. Now, there's 1 ship left, and I know he's within my 12-kilometer gun range because, obviously, as I fired my shots there and left, I was detected. Now, I'm dropping off detectability again, and I'm in a position where I can capture the B cap point without any issues, because there's only 1 ship left. Secure the B cap point, and now my team is not only up on points, but we're absolutely up on ships. So the real question is, are we going to be able to kill this destroyer before I get down the C cap point and I'm able to capture that? Clubbed by a seal, and the Grozavoy is also headed toward the C cap point, and I'm actually surprised he's not asking for the Kraken in chat. If I'm on 4 kills and in a position where I think I can get to the guy quickly enough, I'd actually be asking if I can ask Kraken. I activate my engine boost. I want to get into the C cap point sooner rather than later because I don't think this guy's going to live very long if he continues to fire, and I'm surprised he's actually continuing to fight as much as he is. He's really trying to get that effort and get as much damage done before the inevitable happens. Those shots coming in there, firing blind into the smokescreen. A Tago behind me shooting off torpedoes at this kind of range, they're never going to reach him. He's well out of that 10-kilometer range, and there he is dead. So that finished him off. Blind shot in the smokescreen there. Managed to do 143,000 damage, dead on. And of course, 13,000 XP, but if that's due to the weekend bonuses there. Only 1 kill for 143,000 damage, only 1 kill. Really disappointed that I wasn't able to get more kills in there, but like I said, clubbed by a seal, and the Grozavoy did manage 4 kills, and I feel like at least one of those kills should have been mine. Still though, top of the team for XP earned at 2,200 base XP with clubbed by a seal, and the Grozavoy right behind me, number 2 on the team with 2,000 base XP. Between the two of us, we did very, very well holding and defending and putting damage downrange onto those ships so that our team could help finish off the game, in spite of them all going to the ACAP point. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, as well as my live streaming schedule, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and the channel, you can become my supporter on Patreon. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships among other games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.